and welcome, dear parent of the Aries child. This is the reading for February 2022, and it is intended for the parents, guardians, caretakers of little Aries. I hope you are all doing wonderful. I unfortunately had to miss the month of January, but here I am back in February. I hope this still brings you value, that it's valuable for you, and that you can take some guidance from this reading today. Also, as a reminder, this is not a gender-specific read, so feel free to adjust gender however best it resonates for you, your household, and your kiddo. Okay, so we will be seeing what little Aries is experiencing here during the month of February, as well as what challenges he or she may be facing, as well as what it is you can do as their parent to alleviate the situation. Okay, let's see here what little Aries is experiencing. Okay. All right, little Aries. We got the Queen of Wands and the Ten of Wands in terms of their energy and what it is they're experiencing here in February. And it looks a couple of things going on here. This is my little mischievous card here in this deck. I mean, you can see it, right? You can see the mischievousness there in that little look. And she's paired, remember, this is not gender specific at all, but she is paired with the Ten of Wands. So this is double wand energy, right? And wands is about a lot of action. It's about a lot of movement. And sometimes this combination tells me there's a lot of physical adrenaline happening. So your little Aries this month of February may feel a bit restless, a bit, go, 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 a lot of needing and wanting a lot of action, a lot of physicality, maybe a little bit aggressive, because there's something here that this combination here tells me that maybe there's some pent up energy, maybe there's some it's like they've been holding on to some kind of burden, or uh, what I'm getting is that feeling of really wanting to go outside and play, and you can't go because either it's snowing or raining hard, or the elements in your environment just don't allow for that. And so you're experiencing a child here who's maybe a bit temperamental, a little bit forceful, lots of action, lots of movement, a little bit too powerful for his or her own good here in February. But it is going to come to an end, but it's probably going to be towards the end of February here. Okay, but let's see in terms of a conflict or challenge that may be happening, or maybe something that could potentially be contributing to this energy. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Lovers. So a couple of things here. There is this feeling here of, because the Lovers, we read it a little differently when it comes to child tarot. Okay, clearly it's not a love reading, unless, of course, you have a little teenager who maybe is already of that age that is starting to date and, have have their first little girlfriend or boyfriend or whatnot. But I'm not sensing any of that energy here in this particular reading. So many times the Lovers card could indicate the parents in their environment. And it doesn't always necessarily have to mean the actual parents of the child. It can just be the adults in charge of the child. So for example, if it's you are the mother, but you live with not necessarily their father or other mother, but there's another adult in the household. So the Lovers here can be indicative of the adult connection in the environment of a little Aries. And the Lovers here is roots down Seven of Pentacles. And remember, this is the conflict and challenge. So what this is telling me is that little Aries perhaps is not receiving the accolades or the reassurance, right? Because the Seven of Pentacles is about really seeing the investment, the value of something, the time and effort that we're investing into something and seeing the result of that. Well, it's in conflict and challenge, which means that the effort and time that little Aries maybe wants from the parental unit is either unavailable, maybe a little slow to come by, maybe the parents are away somehow, or potentially maybe a union between the adults is maybe somehow becoming an obstacle here for little Aries in terms of getting their accolades, in terms of receiving, information that tells them that they are doing a good job. So this could be adding to this restlessness or this feeling of anxiety and this feeling of maybe a little aggression. I'm really picking up that some of you are really experiencing little Aries a bit, yeah, temperamental. So this could be due to a couple of different reasons that this Lover's card fell in the conflict. Potentially the parents in the child's relationship are maybe having some conflict, some issues, and are not as available to, show little Aries their needs in terms of accolades and whatnot, or even spending time. This could also be about spending time with them. Maybe the parents are not spending as much time with little Aries. Maybe you had an anniversary and you're away, or you're on a honeymoon, or you're on a business trip, but with your other person, right? With your significant other. And therefore, the time that you would normally invest into little Aries is just not happening this month, or maybe it's Valentine's potentially, right? This can also be related to here in the US. We celebrate Valentine's, and I'm sure other parts of the world, but it's a little bit different, right? So, in any case, there is really a strong indication here that there is a restlessness going on here in February for Aries, but it's somehow related to not getting the attention that they necessarily want. It doesn't mean that you're not giving them attention to your parent. It could just mean that whatever it is that their expectation is, they're not receiving at the moment. So they're, maybe acting out a little bit and being a little mischievous. Okay. Now, in terms of what you can do to help them out here, you got the Fool and you got the Moon. So, part of this issue here, them feeling a little maybe left out because you are in the couple, you and the other person are spending time together, or you're, you're maybe you're fixing something in your own romantic relationship or your spouse relationship, right? Maybe it's something like that. But part of the reason that this is a conflict is because little one is not aware. With the moon here, something feels hidden, right? So they're not really aware of what's going on. Like maybe they just feel like sort of ignored and kind of left on their own to do their own thing without necessarily following up on why they're spending so much time alone. But this fell in the position of what you, the parent, or the advice of what you can do to help alleviate this, right? So the first thing here is to uncover or communicate with your little one, like what's going on? Like, why is it that you're spending? I just got it, maybe with the moon, literally, and the lovers. I mean, look at that imagery, how similar it is, right? So maybe you are on a honeymoon. Maybe you are on vacation with your honey. I'm not really sure if little Aries is with you or not. Maybe they are on the trip with you or on this work thing, something with your significant other. Again, it's going to play out differently for all of you, right? Because this is a general reading. But there's a sense here that you can alleviate the situation by bringing this into the open, like letting little one know why it's happening, while also showing them the benefit of them being able to do their own thing and have fun and play with their buddies and kind of gain some independence through that, right? I think that actually this is something that little Aries is going to figure out on their own, that this may be good for them. Maybe in the beginning of whatever this is, they're maybe a little bit temperamental and bratty, and I don't, want this to be this way. But I think as they see that this independence actually feels good to them, and that's not to mean that you're like abandoning them or ignoring them. That's not. I'm not getting that sense at all. I think maybe you've done such a great job as a parent that you've maybe given them so much attention that they're not used to you pulling back a little bit to pay attention to the other things or the other people or other person that means so much to you also, right? So this is in the end going to benefit because I feel that part of this here, the solution of or the advice in terms of what will alleviate the situation is twofold. Number one, just exposing this, because the moon again sometimes hidden things. So bringing to the open like what's going on, and also really allowing them to experience this full energy, which is about expansion. It's about going out there and discovering different parts of who he or she is due to this shift, and that's actually going to help them become a little bit more independent. And so, in the long run, it's going to be beneficial for them. But right now, it feels a little rocky here in February, but it's all going to work out just fine, dear parent. Okay, I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you back here in March. Bye.